let's go through a little tip today on a practice setup. So you can see at the moment I've got the ball and I've got two tour sticks here. Now these can be golf clubs, doesn't matter. But what I've created is a cross, all right? And all it's going to help with is just making sure I get my ball position in the right place. So for me, I've got 7-iron in my hand. What I'm after with my ball position is for the club to be right in the center of my body, all right? So for me, I always use my sternum, the center bone of your chest, as the center, all right? A lot of people will just look at their feet. Now, something that I've always taught, and I'll go on now, is I use body, chest parts rather than feet. Mainly because feet can stretch and change each day depending on how your legs are feeling and so on. Your chest won't ever change the distance it is width-wise. So I use, say, center point as the bone in the middle, all right? I would then go for driver, which will look like inside left heel, as opposite the inside of your left armpit, all right? For me, again, that's a really important one because I see a lot of people where this is the ideal setup with your half your foot on the edge of your shoulder, half the foot out. I see a lot of people do this with driver because they're trying to hit it hard and they make this big wide stance. All of a sudden that foot is miles outside my shoulder, and then the golf ball is now actually outside my shoulder line, all right? So that's one to be really careful of. So say opposite the left armpit for driver, center would be where your club head is for your irons. As we move maybe to the longer clubs like a 4-iron and a 3-wood, stuff like that, obviously middle of the left chest would be where I'm after. So use this cross between your feet to give you a gauge. Obviously here we can see that the stick that's pointing towards the camera is slightly more towards my left foot, my lead foot for me. All right, if I move again, we can see obviously now it would be much more up in my driver position. So use that as a setup at the range. When you practice, make sure your ball position is correct because it's going to make your contact more consistent.